Hi guys, it's Belle here and I'm back on with, I believe it's episode 7 of the little golden book journal that we're working on together. And today we're going to put in all the final pockets. It's probably going to be another long one. The last one I did was over an hour long, but there's a lot to see. And if you hear jingling in the background, it's because one of the kittens who I'm making this journal for is playing with a new toy. So her bell is jingle jangling. So in the last episode, we bound the signatures into the journal and then we did the pockets in the first signature. Now all of these pockets are basically going to be quite basic ones because I'm doing it on camera, and also I need the journal to stay sort of plain because I'm going to be filling it with memories. So we did the first signature. There she is jumping up. So we're now on the second signature. So grab your papers. I'm also going to be using magnets in this one. If you haven't got magnets, don't worry, there's other ways. So let's get on with the second signature. So right here on the inside cover and the inside paper of the second signature, I want to put a pocket. I've decided I was going to put pockets on the front, the inside front of all the signatures. I'm going to put the notch down the bottom just because I like it to change it up sometimes, and I want to do a slightly different pocket on all of them. If you are interested and this is the first video you've caught, I am doing a tutorial, so there is a playlist. If you go on my channel and look at the playlist, there will be a little golden book tutorial playlist. Yeah, so as I said, the pockets are going to be a little bit basic. I've tried to pre-cut them all so that I'm not spending ages and we can get all 3 signatures done. So there is a tuck spot there, so I'm going to grab a journaling card so that you can, so I'm just grabbing a journaling card, Project Life card, whatever, and a smaller one so that you'll be able to see the pocket. So so now I have a pocket in the front here where I can put something. So I'm going to leave this page blank, and then on this page we're going to do the first of the magnet pockets. Now I love using these in journals because it just, it's a little, I'm trying to work out where to put the journal. It's a little hidden pocket. You can do it in many different ways. So cut the kind of pocket that you're using. So this is a cross, and then this will double over. So make sure if you've got a sheet of paper that the top bit of the paper is the width or bigger than the piece of card you are using as a pocket. If it wasn't, turn your paper so that you've got more room. So that's going to go on there. Well, this is where I'm going to use my magnets. If you don't have magnets, there are other things that you can use, or other ways to do it, which I'll show you on one of the other pockets, but I'm going to do the magnet. And the way I do it is I'm trying to put the magnet near the bottoms. You can do it at the top, but the only reason I like it at the bottom is you're going to stick a magnet underneath as well on the other side. And when you're putting something in and out of the pocket, it just means it's less likely to hit something else. So a little bit of glue, put the magnet, and then I've got some washi tape. So I'm going to grab the washi tape. It's a good way to just make sure it's secure, even though you've got that other little bit of glue on there. And I'm going to use more glue to just really secure that washi tape down. Remember, this is going to be on the paper. So, and then really stick it down. Make sure you've got all the edges really, really well stuck down. And then I'm going to stick it on to here. So let me get my glue book. Oh gosh, everything's all over the place. This is what happens when you're trying to do lots at once. So yeah, and have limited crafting space. So I'm just going to glue this down. To be honest, I normally prefer to use a glue that I can use the whole lot of, cover the whole surface with, because obviously you want that magnet really secure as well. Line it up with the edges as best as you can. I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to use my bone folder to really press down so that I know all that glue is stuck down, that the magnet is stuck down. You can see the magnet there. Let me bring that up. You can see it. So really make sure you're pressing around if you're using a magnet so that all these edges are nice and secure. And now I'm going to cut down here so that I can cut this piece of paper off, and then we're going to start folding. You'll probably need another bit of a trim, but I like to leave that till I've folded it. Now the way I like to do it is I fold up. So this is the front, but I fold this up and then I turn it over, and it just gives me a better fold. And then make sure everything is lining up on the sides. Give it a good burnish. Now you've got a choice. You can trim this off because it's extra, or you can lift up the pocket and have that inside. It's a bit too much, as an extra pop down. For this, I'm actually going to trim it off. So just trim this edge again. Trim this bit. If there's any bits of paper showing and you don't like that, you just either trim, or you can ink around it if you're using ink. Oh, that went a bit squiffy then. So, yep, like so. Now, if we get the journal back, make sure, like I said, that's really pressed down and that everything's really pressed down. Now, if we get the journal back, I'm going to pick up the magnets. So I've got the other magnet. So what I like to do is you press the magnets together. So obviously there's the magnet under there. I close it up and I'll just put the magnet on. It immediately attaches the right way. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here. I'm going to attach it to the page that I want it on. Again, I like to leave gaps in my pockets. And then I'm going to slowly open the top one up, then remove that, and the magnet's stuck there. Do it slowly. If you try and pull it up, it's just going to bring the whole thing with you, which, you know, then you're going to get glue all over the place. And again, I'm going to use washi. And I'm just going to put that over the magnet. So there is glue on the back, but so that it dries quickly and I can get the pocket on, and just to make it a bit smoother for when things are going in and out of the pocket, I'm going to put washi over the top. Now, I mean, you have a choice. You could do the magnet at the top, but I'm doing it at the bottom. Now I'm going to glue, and I'm going to obviously glue on the inside because this is going to be a pocket. So I'm just going to do the edges. Don't get it too near the edge, because then your whole pocket will stick together if the glue sort of spreads out onto the page underneath. And then again, it's a very slow process. I'm kind of holding it and I'm letting the magnet do the work for me. The magnet pulls the pocket into place. I can then straighten it up. I can pull this open again and then press down the edges. And again, this is a really good place to use your bone folder, back of the scissors, nail, something nice and flat that could really put it into place. And there we have a magnet pocket. Now, I like to do them this way with the crease, so with the spine where the paper's going in and out. I do have them the other way around as well, but this just makes it a bit more secure when you're getting papers in and out. And there's a magnetic pocket. Fantastic. So in this one, I've made a belly band. I've cut out some of the paper. I've rounded the edges. I've put some of this paper washi down the middle, and I'm just going to make a belly band on this page. Again, I'm trying not to do too much embellishment. I feel like I'm repeating myself because I am repeating myself, because I'm obviously going to be using this as a memory keeping journal. So it will be full of pictures and ephemera, and I want as much space as possible to be able to add as many extra spaces for writing and photos as possible. Are you jingling binksels? So yeah, so now we have a belly band. Obviously, always wait for your glue to dry before you go putting ephemera into it. That seems a bit like had too much of a gap there. Right, so that's going to stick. So we've got a pocket there, we've got a pocket on the inside, pocket there, belly band there. Going to leave this page on here. So I had a die cut, I've cut it out twice. So I'm trying to see. So you've got the bottom die cut was pink, and then I've cut it out twice, cut around the edge. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to have it as a tuck spot. Just down the bottom. I like trying to get it in between the circles, so I haven't got any half circles. By circles, I'm talking about on the edge here. And then that can literally get tucked down there. And I've chosen like the pink and the green because on this page, there's a lot of blue, but she's got pink here and there's some green on the bedspread. So it's always trying to look, even though this is full of tons of colour and a lot of clashing going on, I'm still trying to pick up some of the colours on the other pages. I'm going to spread that out. You can use a brush. I just use my finger. And I'm just going to put it at the bottom like so. Gives me all this page to write on, to stick photos on, to put ephemera on. But then it gives me an extra space to put a pocket where I can put another photo in front or some more paper. We've got a pocket here that's a side pocket, side tuck. And then I'm going to stick one of these little embellishment pieces. Again, if you haven't got a die cut like this, I have to admit, like this came in a pack of 4. I got it years ago. I mean, we're talking probably 6, 7, maybe longer years ago. And it's one of my most used dies, even in journals. This little set. But if you haven't got it, just cut out a triangle or use a different shape. You could use a circle and cut it into 4, and then that will give us a little tuck spot here, as well as obviously a big pocket here. Leaving this page blank. These are our middle pockets. I'm going to leave these as is. They're large pockets. I may want to decorate these, but for now I'm leaving that as is. Leaving this page because it's got some trim on it. We've got another vellum pocket here, top loading this time. And again, I'm going to choose, I think the other one was orange. So do you know what? I think I'm going to go for a blue just because the other one I used was orange. And another one, these little tucks. Make sure you're completely in camera. So yeah, nothing earth-shattering in this one, but you know, I did say it was start to finish. And it's really good if you're new to journal making and obviously learning a few things. There you go, a little tuck spot there. Now this was actually from a scrapbook paper. I'm trying to find the paper because I do have another one. So Oh my gosh, where's the paper? I'll be back in a minute, guys. So this is the scrapbook paper. It's got no name on it, so I can't tell you. So I cut out the image, stuck it onto white card, and I'm going to use it as a tuck spot because it's super cute. And so I'm going to have mainly this bit stuck down. Yeah, it's super cute. And I thought, why not? So again, if you've got scrapbook paper, you don't like the whole thing, or maybe the image is on the wrong side. And if you're not sure what I mean by that, let me just press this down firstly. On this sheet of paper, this scrapbook paper, the image is obviously on the left-hand side. Now, if I was to put this in a journal, it would go this way. So you're just getting the plain and the cute images there. So if that's the case and you still want to use the image, a good way of doing it is like this, where you cut the image out if it's possible, obviously, and then use it. And then look, we've got another tuck spot. I can still write here or put a photo there, and we've got a tuck spot. So in here we've got the envelope, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over. Now, just as I did with the other envelope, I'm going to turn this into a tuck by sticking it down a tiny bit more. Again, I'm going to rub and flatten that glue. That does two things. One, it means you get less of a line, and the other thing is so you don't see it as much through, and the other thing is it just spreads it out and makes it easier. So this is one of the die cut pieces from this pack that I had in my stash. So I have die cut some pieces like this, but these were already pre-die cut. So I'm going to use that on there, and I'm thinking I might use it a bit like a belly band, but then I also had that on top, I think. So yeah, that kind of went on top a little bit. I thought that might look nice, the two contrasting colours. So let's do that. Let's get this glued down. Yeah. So just use what you have lying around. I'm trying to use up my stash from my card making days and my scrapbooking days and all that kind of thing. I'm going to stick that on. Obviously it doesn't go all the way to the end. Again, that doesn't bother me. If it's something that would bother you, then either cut it to size or use a different piece. But I just thought that looked really cute on there. And then I'm going to just do the edge of this. And again, I'm going to do along the stitching because it's easier to glue on here than it is to glue on here because of this is longer than the envelope, just slightly. And then that, once pressed down, means we've got a tuck spot there, and we've got a tuck spot, and being careful because it's stuck, it's still sticking. We've got a tuck spot there, like so, and it looks decorative. So now we've done that side. I had this very old birthday card. I think this is from when I was 7. And you can see I liked cats even then. It might have been a bit before that. And I want to cut it out and put it on here as an image. Now, I think this image is slightly bigger than the envelope, but that's all right because we'll cut it down as needed. Again, I didn't need to keep the card. It wasn't from like someone that I need to keep the card from, you know. But I loved the image. It was super cute. Oh no, that's going to fit on there really nicely. So that's really cute. I could put it up and we could put like a bit of decoration down the bottom, which would also be super cute, which I might do. Also, this can become a tuck spot too, like a side tuck. Yeah. Do I want it there though? And then I can have that on top that way. I think I like it like that. So I'm going to put it on as a tuck spot. Again, like I said, the bit that you want the tuck spot to be, the area, hold that. We could make a little divot just out of there so that we know it's a tuck spot. So you could make a little notch if you wanted, which I may do. I will know it's a tuck spot because, you know, it's my journal. But let's just make a little divot. Little notch, and then that's going to go on like that. And again, if you put a notch, it will help remind you where the actual bit is that you need to not be sticking down. So this will become another little tuck spot. So cute. I mean, this cat is just adorable, and it really reminds me of a mix of my two. I mean, Binks is black and Toffee is a tortoiseshell. But Toffee's definitely fluffier, but Binks has these big eyes and this kind of inquisitive look constantly on her face because she's normally getting up to naughtiness. Even though it's meant to be naughty Torty, it isn't in this house. It's more like naughty Binksy. Yeah, she's never far from a problem, that one. So yeah, that might go there, which I think will look nice. Then we turn it over and you've got that pink and yellow. I do like that. Let's just check a different colour. I don't want blue because that's too similar. We have a much deeper, oh, we have that purple. Oh, do you know what? I really like the purple. It looks almost like a tiara. And, you know, my cats are cutest ever little button things, and they deserve little tiaras. I'm such a cat mum. And there is no shame in it. I am not ashamed in the slightest. Like, fur babies are adorable. I'm going to trim it down a bit more. And then that's going to go on there. It just needs trimming a bit more. I'm just trying to do it by eye. Always take the smallest amount off because you can always cut more, but you can't add more. And then that's going to go there. So yeah, we have another little tuck area. As well as something cute to look at, and also another way to use a memory up. So this birthday card, whoever gifted me it, you know, I may not remember them, but I am using the card, and it just goes to show I've always loved cats. So I'm going to stick that down. That's super cute, super simple. So we now have a tuck spot here. We can open this up. We have a tuck spot inside the envelope. I was debating whether putting one of those down there and then having another tuck spot, but I don't know about that yet. And then we've got all this space here. So again, on this page, we've added 2 tuck spots by adding an envelope and plenty of room. And then over the page, we can write here, as I said, we put this here and then we put this in there. Look at all that room and room there. It makes me so excited when I do just having extra room. So here we're going to do a double side tuck spot. Could be a triple. It's going to be a double. I'm going to round the corners. I just have a simple rounder. It's on my to buy list to get one of those special ones that you can do lots of different sizes. And then this will be stuck and then stuck onto there like so. Again, the rounded corner helps me know where to put my thumb, and we're just sticking the 2 edges down across the bottom and along the side. Get it? I've got the rounded corner. Make sure you're doing the other rounded corner, and the straight corners go to each other. I know this all sounds really simple, but I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how long you've been making journals or crafting. You will still make mistakes that you sit there and go, how on earth did I make that mistake? So, yeah, it's just part of crafting. Sometimes the easiest things, you kind of do it and then think, oh, wait a minute, I've made a boo-boo. Now, I'm not putting this all the way to the edge or to the bottom because this is on one of those pages that's got the beautiful rainbow dyeing that we did, which was in an earlier episode, maybe episode 3, was it? Possibly. And then might have been episode 4. Yeah, so now we have a tuck spot here and a tuck spot here. And obviously, if you wanted to, you could write on there. And then we come to the end of the second signature. So in this third signature, I wanted a little front pocket here. And again, I'm going to put a notch, this time in the middle. You don't have to. I like the way a notch looks. I know that sounds strange, but I just think it gives it a finished look rather than going straight across. I do both, but I prefer to use a notch as and when, mostly. Like I'd say I'd use a notch 80% of the time on a pocket of some sort, because again, I just think it gives it that finished look. Just like rounding corners when possible on pieces of ephemera and things. It just, again, just finishes it up, doesn't make it look like just a piece of card that you've cut, which again is fine. You know, everyone has their own aesthetic. That's what makes crafting so much fun. And there we have a large pocket right in the front there. And it goes so well with this page because you see all the colours up here in the houses. We've got yellows, blues, purples, pinks, greens. And then we've got down here yellows, greens and blues and pink. So it really works well. Here's one of the large vellum pockets with the book page behind. So the pocket's up here. But again, I want to just make it an extra space because we're losing that page. Although we haven't really, because it's got a pocket there now. But I'm going to add one of these little die cut pieces just down the bottom. And I'm doing it in a complementary colour. There's lots of blue in here. It works really well. It goes with the yellow here and the green over here, which again are in, do you see how that all works? Like we've got yellow here, yellow, green, green, blue, blue. I just love it when that all comes together. And you've got an extra tuck spot. But take away that, take away the piece of ephemera inside when you put one in. You can still read and see the whole page, which gives me so much joy. Okay, we're going to make another magnetic pocket, and I will show you what I mean about size. So, if I did this way, because it's a larger pocket in width, and we folded it over, you will see that the paper does not go all the way, well, it sort of just about goes all the way to the edge. So I suppose I could. But what would be better is if we turned it that way and make a much larger pocket. So that's what I'm going to do so that you can see what I mean by that. So, same thing. Get the magnets. Glue one on. And I'm going to do something slightly different with this pocket. Again, getting some washi tape. I'm dropping everything. Put glue onto the washi tape. Really stick that washi tape down well, making sure you're getting all of the edges. Again, bone folders come in so well, so handy here. Really make sure you're getting all those edges. Okay, now with this one, I'm also going to make it into a side tuck. I can hear you say, what? What do you mean? So, exactly what I said. I'm going to make it into a secret side tuck as well as a magnetic pocket with hidden journaling space. So I'm just going to put the glue around the 3 edges, holding on to the edge that I want the tuck to be. Always better to put the tuck on the outside of whatever page you're working on, because, you know, otherwise you can't put something in it. I'm going to put that down. And now I really have to press these 3 edges down, because obviously these are the only things adhering the paper to the piece of card. When you do this, always put your magnet above where you're going to be putting your glue. So you can see here, my magnet's here, but I've got enough space for the glue to be able to press down. If I'd put the magnet right to the edge, that's no good, because I can't press the glue down around it. Really, really pressing that down. Right. Doing exactly like I did before. Fold it up to give me that ridge. Fold it back down. Turn it over. Line everything up. Now you can see I've got a lot of excess here too. That's great. I love that. It just means extra space for journaling inside the actual pocket. Now, you want to make sure if you are using magnets that your magnets can hold that kind of the amount of bulk, like that they can still stick together under that amount of bulk. Make sure that's still glued. Yeah. Okay. See how quickly that came together, guys. Now, that means that we're going to have a pocket behind here. We're going to have a pocket inside here, a little secret one. It's going to open up. We're going to have extra writing space. If you wanted, you could fold this down, say, or put some card, and you could even have an extra pocket there. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have the extra writing space. Let's pick up the magnet again. So put the magnet down, and then you can tell which side is which, because you're going to use your piece of paper to pick up the magnet. Perfect. Okay, and again, bit of glue on here. This is where you want to make sure you definitely haven't made a mistake in which way the pocket needs to be opened, the secret pocket. Going to put it in, going to lift it up again so I can see some of that beautiful colour down at the bottom of the page. Okay, lifting the top, I divide between, so you can see that. Let's lift it this way so you can see. So I'm going between the pocket, lifting the top magnet carefully, which leaves that magnet there. And again, washi tape, really well stuck down. So yeah, I just love these. They give extra room. I also, just as a ASMR thing, really love the sound of a magnet closing like that. Now, if you don't have, say you don't have washi, which I find difficult to like imagine because we're all washi mad, but say you don't have washi, you can use a punch. If you don't have a punch, you can take the lid of something like this glue pot and draw around it and cut it out. And then you've got a circle, and you would glue the circle over the magnet. You can also do that on the inside, because you could put the magnet on the paper like, let me show you. So let's say I just wanted to stick the paper down. I didn't want to put a magnet underneath it. You could have a magnet on top rather than underneath the sheet. And where did that circle go? And then just to make it decorative, you could again cut out a circle from a piece of coordinating card and put that over the top, like so. So there are different ways that you could do it if you don't have washi, or if you want to make it look a bit different, or I don't know. So again, this is going to be the top of the pocket. I'm going to put my finger on it, turn it round, and just glue these edges down. Just the 3 edges. Like so. Need to make sure this is really well done. Okay, and now I'm going to get this down. Again, I'm going slowly and I'm holding the bottom and I'm waiting for that as the magnets connect. Then I'll be able to put the pocket into place, open it up, make sure it's straight or whichever way I want it to be. Really press down. This is where fingertip comes in better to begin with, and then the bone folder. You're really wanting it pressed down. And that over, and then I always like to go over the other page and really press down. I mean, you can see a magnet there. If you didn't like it, you could put something over it. You could put a tuck spot over it if you didn't like seeing the little magnet bit. I'm not so bothered. But as I was saying, you don't want an opening on this side, a hidden opening, because how are you going to get your tag in there? So if you're going to do a secret opening, which again, it's often good if you've got a notch, but if you don't want it and you want it to be secret, there we go. It goes inside. Then it can open up. You've got all that writing space. You can make another tuck spot. And you've also got a tuck spot behind. So look at all that, guys. And I like this black. This is the black flocked one because of the black circles on the goat. So nothing on that page. On this page, we're going to do a banner. Again, I've used a die cut. If you don't have a die cut, just cut out the shapes by hand. Or you might already have some pre-cut ones that came in some ephemera packs or something. But yeah, if in doubt, you can always cut some out by hand. And if you don't feel very secure in cutting shapes and things, often on like the internet and that, you can get basic shapes, or in the back of craft books, or in craft card magazines, which you can pick up sometimes in second-hand shops and things. There's so many places you can get patterns which you can then use to trace around if the pattern's like much more complicated, but that's what you're after. So I'm just going to put that up the top, and you'll see again I've chosen colours. Really press it down. Let's turn it over. I've chosen colours that really match with the pinks and the greens and things like that. And then that will be a tuck spot under there, as well as all this writing space. So that's there. We've got another envelope in this one. So just like in the other one, I want to make this into an extra tuck spot because, well, and this doesn't need gluing down because this is quite a small envelope, so it's already secure, as you can see. I could put a tuck spot like this on there and put it underneath as something a bit different if I wanted. Where is the... I had this orange one, which was really pretty as an extra tuck spot, but now I am wondering about this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to. Okay, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to do something a bit different. So I'm going to use this, which is the other half. Obviously, we used the other half. Now, I need to make sure that I put glue on to make it secure, obviously. But this is quite a small area, and we need to be able to have enough room to tuck it over the envelope and underneath this tuck area bit. I'm going to bring this down, actually. I'm not going to have it in the middle. I'm going to do it a bit different. I'm going to really press that down. So you would have a tuck spot here, and then because this sticks out over the envelope, you need enough room between the envelope and the thing acting as the tuck spot to tuck the other piece of ephemera in there. See? Cute. And this is CD case. I'm not doing anything on there. I'm not adding tuck spots. These are really great because I can put a photo there, I can put a photo inside, and I can decorate it once I know. Now, here, we're going to do this side first because it's easiest. So again, I've got this image on here. I don't really like it. It doesn't go with the kit. It doesn't go with the colours. So, good way to deal with that is get a piece of paper. and you can rip it, you can cut it. I normally like torn, but I've gone for very straight edges on some of these pages. Just get that glue all over. And then we're going to stick this down. It covers everything up. It gives me, it gives that page enough room then for me to write on. Again, I'm giving a little bit of a border all the way round because, again, I like all the colours. We've sprayed the edges for a reason. You know, you want to be able to see them. Using my bone folder to really burnish that down, especially, oh, look there, I've got the loop of the wax thread that we used for binding underneath. Just pull that out. Yeah, to really get those bubbles and things out, really flatten the page down. I like doing this. If you don't have extra paper, dyed paper, or you don't want to do that, you can just use gesso. A couple of coats of gesso on there, it will cover up most of the imagery, and then you'll be able to write over the top of it. And once more, I'm going to use one of these cute little die cuts because, yes, I like them, and it's a recurring theme in the book. And so I've got enough paper here that I can write on, that I can stick a photo on, that I can use in some way. And then I've got a tuck spot that I can add an extra bit, guys. Yeah, this is a memory keeping journal. So on this page, oh, I forgot I was going to add a tuck spot there. So let's add a tuck spot there too. Now, I don't often like adding them to the thingy, so I think I'm going to add it to the top. I don't like adding them in here unless you're going to actually move it over. You could add it to there. Let's do that. Let's do something a bit different. Don't put it too near the spine because it will mean it will be difficult to use, and it will be difficult. Come on, glue. It'll be difficult to actually get anything in and out. Right, what's happening? Ah, oh, come on, glue. There we go. Yeah, so if I was to put that right to the spine, it's just not going to be that usable. And it's going to make opening and closing the book difficult. And now we have a tuck spot here. And just in case you haven't watched or don't know about my kittens, the reason this says Toffee Trouble and has no kittens on it is because one of my kittens is called Toffee. So obviously had to do that. So we're going to do a big pocket here. Again, I don't want this page. It doesn't go. So I'm going to do a large pocket here. And let's just do a middle notch in this one, like so. Once again, I don't mind leaving a border because it gives me some of this purple splash. I don't even mind the bright orange showing. I just don't want the rest of the page showing. So yeah, this is going on as another tuck spot rather than a piece of paper. Going to make sure I move that out of the way. Don't want the binding to get underneath. Yeah, I don't mind that orange showing. I like the purple showing. Again, not putting it right into the spine because it would just make the pocket difficult to use. Really pressing that down. So there we have a side tuck. So I get a book subscription box called Feline and Fiction. I will leave a link down below. I am not sponsored by them. I buy this with my own money. I used to get it ages ago. I'm only re-getting it again. Like, I've started my subscription up again. But when I was getting it before, you always get a postcard in it they take a cat. So these are actual people's cats, and they turn them into the star of the box. And this one was obviously Nanook, and then they put a cute sign. So I've kept all these. They're just simple little cards, and the perfect thing about this is I can use these in my journal, and I'm going to use this as, again, a magnet space. So I'm going to use it in such a way that it's going to have a top tuck. So I'm going to stick that on in 3 corners. Now, do I want it magnet or am I going to use something else? No, I'm going to use a magnet because I like using magnets, but I will show you another thing you can do too. So once again, let's get the magnet. Stick it on. Now, which way am I thinking of opening and closing this? Okay, I'm going to stick the magnet on this side. Come on. Come on, glue. There we are. Right, I'm going to stick it on that side. Let's stick the magnet down. Again, if you don't have washi, you can use a little circle or card shape with either a die cut or a shape that you've cut around. Stick all this down. Make sure those edges are really firm. Put it over the washi. Bone folder is my favorite way, but if you don't have a bone folder, back of scissors, just make sure you don't cut yourself or the piece that you're using. I suppose the back of a spoon would work as well, thinking about it, anything. So I've put it on that side, so I'm going to have this here like so, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to make this into a top loading pocket, just to give me even more space. And turn this so I can see it really well. I actually want it like this, I think. Really line it up. So that's popped over the edge there. Okay, again, bone folder. Really press it down. I mean, obviously you can always press with your fingers, but I just find that bone folders really help get all those little bits stuck. So, okay. A bit of glue there, so this is getting a bit gunky. That's all right, because I can clean it. I just need to rub that off. Okay, so now I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Fold over. And then fold over like so, and you can see there's going to be very little. I mean, that was really touch and go with that one. Only just the right size. Let's cut a bit more. Yeah, okay, so now the way we're going to put this one on, one side, so look how cute that looks. Oh my gosh. And again, I've picked the pink up, I've picked the blue up. Oh, it's just so cute. Now this is also going to be a side loading pocket, so let's get the magnet again, and that just sticks. Ooh, glue, glue, glue. Hold on. Okay. And again, I'm going to just put this down roughly in the middle where I want it. Open up the middle bit very carefully so that I can unattach the magnet. Okay, there we go. Washi, 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 washi. Where'd the washi go? And this is obviously cute little cat washi, which I do believe I got in a Feline and Fiction box. Yeah. So yeah, this is, I'm not sponsored. I get no money. I buy it with my own. I have no like codes or anything like that. And I think they deliver to the UK. So yeah. But I used to get it, I think, for about 2 years I subscribed, something like that. And then I stopped subscribing for a little while, and now I've started my subscription again. So, side pocket here. So turn it round. All the way across the 3 sides. And just as before, I'm going to put it down slowly till I feel that magnet attach. And then once it is, again, I'm going to open it up slowly and press down those edges. Really press them down, make sure I'm getting it around the magnet. Especially with this one, because obviously this is going to be 2 types of pockets. So I want to make sure I get this nice and flat as well. Okay, so here we go. We have a pocket here. We have a pocket here. Let me get another little card. Hold on, guys. Oh, gosh. I think this would be easier, seeing as I've got so many of them. And we have a pocket right here at the top. Like that. And you can add another pocket. Now, you could have this open the other way onto here. I like it this way because, again, this strengthens this spine because there's a bend in it rather than a plain piece of paper. And there we go. We've got 3 pockets that give us 3 extra spaces for photos or writing. And we have something in here. And if we really wanted to, we could add another tuck spot so that there was another one and that still closes. So there's so much variety there. So we've done all that. We've done that. Let's move on. I want to leave that page because that's still one of my favourite in the whole journal. This is another one of those little bags that I'm going to make. I'm actually going to make it into a pocket. So I'm going to glue 3 sides down, but I'm going to do it on the side. So I'm going to turn the bag on its side like I have done. Rather than putting a bag on like that, we're going to turn it on its side. Make sure, because there's a hole on this page, that I don't have glue coming out of the hole, because that will stick the pages together. And then we're leaving this because this will be a pocket with something coming out. And then we have a pocket here. And again, I need to leave that to dry. Let's press it down on this side. Another one of these little tuck spots. You're going to get fed up of seeing me use these, but you know what? They come in so handy. So again, not putting it right to the spine, not covering up any of the image. I'm picking up the pink in the bedspread on that little cat. We now have a top tuck here. We have a tuck here, but once everything's removed, I can both see the page and read the page. I'm going to leave this page, leave these pages because it's got fabric on it, and that's the end of that signature. So we're on to the last signature, guys. Woohoo! Yeah! And I'm going to do a double belly band here. So I'm just going to round the edges of this. This is some more of that beautiful flocked paper. Like, this is completely flocked. Oh, it's just delish. Really, really is. So, and again, rounding the corners, I just like the way that looks. So this one is just, again, it's a border piece that I have from, I believe this might be Anna Griffin, actually, from a scrapbook kit by Anna Griffin. So I want to use it, so I'm going to make sure that's really stuck well, because this is flock. Really spread that out. Okay. Put it in the middle. Press it down. And then I'm going to just glue along the top of this too. And hope I can get it on my page properly without getting my head in the way of the camera. Yeah, depending what you're using your journal for really will depend on what kind of pockets you want to make, how many pockets you want to make, how decorated you want it to be, etc., etc. But I am going to do a video on that. So Yeah. So here we go. We're going to have a pocket here. And then there'll also be a pocket here once everything's dry. So I don't want to like put stuff in when it's drying because it won't glue flat. Okay, so we've done that one. We've got this beautiful polka dot. Now you're going to say, Belle, you're going to put a corner one on there, aren't you? I don't know. I don't know if I am or not. That's so pretty. I just love the polka dot as is, but okay, we're going to do it. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. I die cut a lot of these, so I might as well use them because, like, yeah, it's going to be full of photos. So, okay, we're going to have a side pocket here, and I'm just going to do the single side pocket because this is a lot, this paper. So, yeah, little diagonal pocket here. Just change it up a little bit. It makes the journal a bit more interesting. Again, I'm not going to stick it right to the bottom because we've got all these beautiful colours on the pages from the spraying. Oh, it's just delicious. Just delicious. I always feel like Nigella Lawson when I'm starting to say things are delicious. Delicious. And then we've got a tuck here. But also we've got all that writing space. Going to leave that page. Going to leave that page. And another belly band here. Now this is another piece that I have just from a simple kit. But I want it. I'm going to have to chop some of it off because it's going to stick out. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to glue it to the page first. And then we're going to come back and we're going to cut that. So I want it glued to the page and I'm going to hold it on with a paper clip just so that I know that it's in place. And yeah, this was another scrapbook piece. And I thought, well, when else am I going to use this kind of thing? Maybe in a Bohemian type journal, but realistically, when am I going to use it? So, yeah. Oh, and I wanted to go back. Hold on, because I didn't show you. So the middle of this page where we have one of these pockets. Now, if you don't have magnets, you probably have paper clips of all different sizes, all different sorts. I actually have cat ones here. Look at that cute cat one. Have a little fish one there. What you can do is you can use a paper clip. And if you don't have a magnet, clip it together. Like so. It will hold the card. It will hold the paper closed. It will hold the pocket closed. You can put them anywhere. You can then use decorative paper clips. So yes, if you don't have magnets, that is always an option. Use paper clips, which I also might do just because they're pretty. Okay, so this one again, I'm going to do 2 large pockets. Now I'm actually going to do it so that the notches roughly add up, because that just makes my brain happy if we're going to do 2 pockets. And I don't want to get that cat's face. So, yeah. Large pocket here, because again, that's super cute, but it doesn't have a cat on. But that one did have a cat and a pink elephant. Yeah, we're using the yellow side. No, we're using the green side. The green side. Although now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, do I like the yellow side? No, it was the yellow side. Yeah, I want to use the yellow. It picks up the yellow over here. Side pocket. No hidden ones here. You could do just like we did in the middle of that other signature. And again, a great way to use postcards you might have, things like that. Pictures out of a magazine you might like, birthday cards. Pockets like that are a great way to decorate with something, but also make it a feature. So yeah, put this one down. Really do need to clean that glue up. Oh, my hands get so sticky and everything. How do other crafters do it? I ask you. So, yeah. I know these videos are long, but I didn't want to split it and do yet another video. I really wanted to be able to do these in a couple of weeks. But there you go. At least you're getting like more videos. So hopefully you're enjoying it. Tuck spot here, tuck spot here. You could add another tuck spot. Go crazy. 2 large pockets here that I'm leaving as is. And we've got a top loading pocket here. And again, I'm just going to do a little notch. Going to do it to the side. Doesn't, even on these ones, doesn't have to be in the middle. Yes, you can still see some of the image. If I lift it up a bit, you're going to see less of the image, and you get to see some of the lovely blue down there. And again, you could make this into a double pocket if you so wish. I have left it as is because the size of this pocket is a great size for putting a photograph on. So I'm not going to add a pocket. I mean, again, I could add one of my little things like this, which now I'm looking at it does look really cute. This is the problem. You start adding bits and you go, oh, that does look cute. And it does look very cute. And I do like the fact that there's blue on blue. We have got yellow. I have got orange. The yellow would pick up the pom-pom trim better. The orange gives more of a contrast. Okay, well, I wasn't. That was going to be a great size for a photograph. I can still put a photo on it, but let's just add another one of these little things because as crafters, it's our prerogative to change our mind should we so wish to when we're creating. So yeah, we're going to have a pocket there now and we're going to have a top tuck there. Woohoo! Going to leave that with the cute little elephant. You could put washi down here. I've got some of this stuff that would go down there really, really nicely, which I may actually do. Leaving that because we've got the pom-pom trim. We have another envelope, and this is, see, this envelope is so cute and there's so much colour on it. It opens up. I love all this. But this was another card that I just really, really loved. And I think all cats, don't you think? All cats are slightly... Not slightly, all cats are unique. I'm going to put another notch in here. We're going to do it in the middle this time. They're all unique. My girls are adopted. And I just think, especially with ones that, you know, you adopt, they've been put up for adoption for many reasons. You know, whether it's people struggling, people, you know, no longer able to take care of them, or illnesses or whatever. And we've always, all of our cats have been adopted or rescued, all of our cats. And all of our cats have had something unique about them. And these 2 girls, just in case you didn't know, they were found on a train as babies, as kittens. They were young. I don't know if they were quite ready enough to leave their mum. And yeah, so they were found on a train, and they've definitely got their own eccentricities. But we have had some cats with like real health issues or other things, and I don't know, it just makes me smile and reminds me of one of our cats in particular. He'd actually been in 2 different cat homes. So he'd got into a cat home when he was a kitten. He'd obviously been adopted by someone, and then he'd been brought to a different cat home at 9 months old, and that's when we found him. And we had him till he was 21, and he was a black cat, and oh gosh, it makes me a little emotional. Whew, anyway, let's move on from that. And it just kind of reminds me of him. So, yeah. Oh, gosh, feeling very emotional there. Oh, that really shook me. So, I'm going to make this into another side tuck. Sorry about that, guys. Just remind me of him. I mean, it wasn't a recent loss, and he was old by the time he had to be put to sleep, and he'd had an amazing life with us, and it was time, you know, he was very old. He had a lot wrong with him by the time he was put to sleep. So it's not like, yeah, I feel okay. Like, it was one of those where you're always going to be sad, but I feel okay. But I think it was just the idea that he was also the most gentle of any of the cats that we've had. He actually acted like a mum to our other cat. Any kittens that we brought into the house, he would act like a mum to them. And he was just so gentle and kind and sweet. And I can't imagine two people not being able to have him for whatever reason. Anyway, so here we go. We've got a large tuck spot there. Let's get off all that, because, yeah, that card just reminds me of him. And then we've got a tuck spot there. Yeah, it just really reminds me of him. Okay, so we're going to have a banner on here. Let's get off my sadness. I'm making a double banner on here. Again, I've used a die cut, but you don't need to. Cut out the shape, as I said, find something, draw around it. And I'm just making it a bit different to the other ones by a double tuck, and then across the top like so. Gosh, that came out of nowhere. Isn't that strange? So yeah, I mean, this is for my new girls, my kittens. My other cats all have like photo albums and things, not scrapbook, not journals, because I wasn't into making journals with them. You know, I wasn't a journal maker when I first got all those, but they do have their own photo albums and everything. And but it's got little bits. It'll have bits in here that remind me of my others. So yeah, there's a tuck spot there and space to write. Let's move on. I'm going to do one of these little ones on this polka dot pocket, and we're going to do it at the top this time, just for something a little bit different, because why not? You know, come on, glue. There is plenty of glue in here. I just need to be a good glue mum and clean out the nozzle, which I will do after this. So that'll go up there. And again, this would be a perfect space to add another tuck. You could add two things and still have the pocket behind, like so. So we'll let that glue, and that is it. So we're going to go back and we're going to trim this off because it's too long for the page. So I'm going to trim it. Actually, it's easier to do this. Excuse me, turning everything around. It's easier to do it from the back. That's dry. And I'm just going to cut that. Gosh, this is very thick card. It's a very good quality embossed scrapbook piece. This does not want to cut. Yeah, it does not want to cut. Hold on, because I want that to be a bit neater. Okay, so that is that. So that's all the pockets, guys. We have so many pockets in here, and as I said, with these magnetic ones, with these kind, if you don't have magnets, you can use any kind of paper clip. You can use a normal paper clip, like so. You can use a mini paper clip. You can use, if you've got them, gosh, I can't even find it now. Where is it? You could use, if you have it, the teeny tiny little paper clips like that. I know Tim Holtz does proper metal one, you know, clear metal, but I have lots of coloured. You could use a shape on there. Whatever you want, use a paper clip if you don't have a magnet. So yeah, but I'm super happy with how all these pockets have come out. And obviously this one opens up. We've got lots of paper, and it's also a tuck inside here. Let's not forget as well. So yeah, I'm super happy about how all those have come out. So I'm going to leave it there. So that's all the pockets we're doing, guys. So in the next video, it will either be final decorating inside, which I don't think it will be, but I might show you what I've done offset, because it will just be like putting, I don't know, like I've got things like this that could go on as a pocket somewhere, or I've got die cut pieces like this that would also look nice. So if I put any of those on, I'll show you. But in the next one, what we're going to be working on is the look, it's already getting chunky just with the pockets, guys, is the, find your words, Belle, tassel to hang down the side. So if you want to make a tassel for yours, you may not want to, but if you do want to make a tassel for your little golden book, look, it hasn't even got photos in it yet, and look how chunky it's getting. This is why you need lots of space. Then grab your beads, chains, fabric, whatever you're going to use, charms, all that kind of thing, and we're going to make a tassel, which I've also never made on camera, so that's quite daunting. And then the tassel will go on the end, and then the last video will be a final flip through of the whole thing, and I'll just show you some of the bits and pieces, like I've got some journaling cards and things that I'm going to put in, but I'm not making any, they're just ones that I've got that are going to work in my journal. So I'll show you that. In fact, should we do that next? That might be the next video. Either or. So either grab your journaling cards or your tags, or your beads. You'll see the title of the video. Gosh, wasn't that a bit all over the place? Anyway, guys, and you even got to experience me being a little bit emotional. That's what you come here for. Chaos. Cat crazy chaos. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And wherever you are in the world, well, I'll be back again soon with another video. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having lots and lots of crafty fun. Bye for now, guys. Bye-bye.